In this video, we are going to see management of this cataract with microcornea and coloboma iris. Whenever the cornea is small, I do a small peritomy, make the incision just behind the limbus on the sclera and use the keratome to enter into the anterior chamber. And now a side port is made. Before that, the antechamber is being filled off with visco 2% HPMC in this case. And now the side port is made at around 30 o'clock. Now capsular axis is attempted with this utrata forceps, and see there is a wrinkling of the anterior capsule and I cannot pierce the capsule with the utrata forceps. It means the zonule is weak. So I take a needle, a 26 gauge bent needle, sharp, and pierce the anterior capsule, make a small capsular tag, hold this capsular tag with the utrata and very gently do the rhexis. The glow is whitish because of coloboma choroid. Some more visco, the antechamber became shallow, and now I again go with the utrata forceps and complete the rhexis. Size of this rhexis is about 5.25 millimeter. And now hydrodissection is done. The whole nuclear mass is moving because of weak zonule. In such cases, it is a good idea to use the pre-chopper instead of using the irrigation pressure and high vacuum. So I am using the pre-chopper designed by Dr. Sohail Irfan Khan, and I divide the nucleus into two heminuclei. And now the pre-chopper and the sustainer is removed. Some visco is injected, and now I use two hooks to rotate the nucleus, but it resists rotation. I could divide this heminucleus into two pieces by the two hooks itself, and one piece is brought out of the capsular bag. Some more visco, and now I introduce the Phaco needle into the anterior chamber. The ultrasonic energy is 60%, flow rate is 40 ml per minute, vacuum is 400 millimeter of mercury, bottle height is 80 centimeter. I emulsify the piece that I brought out, and the next piece also is brought out of the bag and emulsified. And now I come out, inject visco, and again use the hooks. With the hook, I could divide the nucleus into two pieces, heminucleus into two pieces, and now again I go into the anterior chamber. Low bottle height and minimal use of ultrasonic energy was the idea behind all these maneuvers. At this time, the parameters are reduced during emulsification of the last nuclear piece. Yes, the nucleus is managed. I didn't try to remove the epinucleus by the Phaco needle because there is strong capsulocortical adhesions and a strong pull can cause zonular dialysis. Safer option is a Simcoe cannula with tangential pull and disengaging the cortex and then aspirating it very gently. Simcoe is a much gentler instrument when the zonule is weak. If we use bimanual irrigation aspiration, even then there is a chance of strong pull and zonular dialysis. But with Simcoe we can be very gentle, we take some time, but we can very gently remove the lens matter, epinucleus. So it is taking a lot of time, but it is safe. I can see the rhexis margin. As soon as there is any sign of zonular dialysis, I can stop immediately if I use a Simcoe cannula. Almost done. After injecting visco, I could easily remove rest of the lens matter. Yes. And now is the time to place an intraocular lens. A hydrophobic acrylic single piece monofocal intraocular lens is being implanted in the capsular bag. Yes, it is done. Now, the weakest point is the area of the coloboma, weakest part of the bag. So I place on haptic there to give some support to the capsular bag. I go behind the intraocular lens, irrigate and remove the visco that is trapped between the lens and the posterior capsule. Yes, all the visco has come out. Now the antechamber has become very shallow, so I inject an air bubble so that the lens doesn't touch the cornea. And now this is a bit of moxie. Now I hydrate the wounds, hydrate the stroma of the cornea so that these wounds get closed. The main wound doesn't usually require hydration, but in this case I didn't take any chance. Just hydrated all the wounds. And then a final lavage of the anterior chamber. The antechamber is very nicely formed. The air bubble is removed. The intraocular pressure is kept on the higher side. Integrity of all the wounds are checked. This is subconjunctival injection of gentamicin and dexamethasone. And as we remove the speculum, the conjunctiva gets opposed to the limbus. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope this video will help you in developing your surgical skills. Be a great surgeon and serve your patients with love, respect, empathy, and great surgical competence.